Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at stamp sets and coordinating punches. We have the Dragonfly Garden, which you can get the stamp and the punch together as a bundle. And we've got the Sweet Strawberry, which again you can get the stamp set and the bundle together. They're really great for people that don't have die machines, that want to make cards quickly and simply, and punches are just so great because they store really easily and I use them all the time. So I thought we would combine both of these and make a really simple, easy card that everybody can have a go at. So what we need to start off with, let me move some of these pieces out of the way. And we are going to start with the dragonfly, and we are just going to take this one out with the pale coloured body. There's two, one with a black body, so when you stamp it, it comes out black. The other one with one that you can colour in. And we are going to have a bit of artistic license. So this is not going to be like a real dragonfly. It's going to be one that will make a lovely bright card for the summer, for a teenager, for somebody that likes something, you know, a little bit brighter. So I'm going to, I don't think I'd get two on here. I'm just looking. This is just a little scrap. So I'm just going to put the dragonfly down on here and just stamp it out. So that's our first image, and let me get my Simply Chamois out to just give this a clean off. Simply Chamois, again, really lovely tool because you just clean it out. It does look mucky most of the time because once you've used it, it looks like that, but just keep it in a case or keep it in a polythene bag and you can clean your stamps really easily and quickly. So that's the only one that we're going to use from here, but we're also going to use, because I really like the sentiment in this, may good things grow all year long. So that's the sentiments we're using from the dragonfly. Now in the strawberry, we are going to take the little tiny flower. So let me just take this one out. And this is a two-step stamp, but we're not going to use it as a two-step this time. We're just going to use it so that we can just make something that's nice and bright. And you need to do quite a few of these. I'm literally just going to do a couple to show you because I have done quite a few and cut them out. I am going to put some more in on here because then I can finish them later on. So literally just put them in and then you can die cut them out, punch them out afterwards. But any little scraps of paper, just make sure you're using all your scraps. And again, Simply Chamois, just give it a quick little clean off and that can then go straight back into its case as well. So that's the only one that we're using today from the Sweet Strawberry, but it allows you to work really quickly because you have the punch on here. And if you do it, if you cut it off in a line, so I will show you on this because it will make it easier. If you cut little strips of these ones, so I'm just cutting it into a little strip like that. That will then fit into the punch like this. You've got no waste at all because you just literally work it down. The last one you might need to put on a postage note. But again, it means that you can very quickly punch out lots and lots of flowers. So what are we going to do with these flowers? Well, and the dragonfly. Well, I said I wanted to make something really bright, so I've got some blends today. And I've taken, these two are, as far as I'm aware, still available in the clearance rack. They are, so this is Dark Pineapple Punch and this is Light Lovely lipstick, and they were in the clearance rack when I looked earlier on today. And then I've combined it with, this is a Bermuda Bay, I think, a light Bermuda Bay. So bright colours. You could use Magenta Madness, you could use Melon Mambo, you could use Crushed Curry, you could use Daffodil Delight, you could use Calypso Coral. I'm just taking a pink, a yellow and a blue. And we are going to make this a very sort of bright psychedelic dragonfly. So you can see on here that you've got, with this one, you've got, whoops, you've got sort of different stripes and different pieces that go. So we're just going to literally take up one, we'll take this one to here, I think. So little dots, as I said, when you get right near to the edge, and then we're just going to take this round. So we've got that one, and then the bottom one exactly the same. So just taking it down where it is on there, round on the edge. So there's no blending, shading or anything like that, because this is going to be a abstract looking psychedelic dragonfly. But again, some people aren't particularly keen on dragonflies because they think of them as sort of flying, buzzing insects, and people aren't always into insects. So if you make them bright and jolly looking and not like more similar to a butterfly, because most people like butterflies, and make them so that they don't look realistic, then, you know, people can be more keen on them. And as I say, I'm doing this card for a teenager, so again, bright colours and things are really sort of in. So we've got that on there. I'm just going to then take the, let's take the Bermuda Bay, and we're going to do the second strip in with that one. And as I say, you can do whatever colours you want. You want to try and make it as vibrant as you can. And I have done some of these already, so I'm just going to take this one in. We'll take that down on this piece. Up in on here, and as long as you take it to one of the lines that come through, then you'll get the sort of colour that you want. This one is starting to get a little bit dried out. That's the only difficulty, they do dry out quite quickly. This one in here, and we'll have this one down onto this bit. And then I'm not going to put the lids on yet. And then we've got the bright yellow, which will come in on here on this one, and come in here on this one, and come down on this little one on here. And then you can take on the body, let's have, we'll have the top of the body in the dark, so in the blue, just down to the top. And then we're going to take the pink and do those 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll have the little end. So that's that one, and then I'm going to take the yellow next, I think. So I have a bit of yellow there, bit of yellow, bit of yellow, bit of yellow. And then we'll have the blue. And we'll put that down like that. And then when you come to doing the flowers, again, you're going to do them quite abstract. So I'm going to do a blue, a pink, and I'm taking it up into the center part. A yellow, and then we'll have a green, and we'll have a pink. So as I say, pick any sort of bright colours that you want, or you can pick it the same colour as the black, and you're literally just making it look just a bit bright and a bit jazzy. So you're going to do quite a few of these, and I've already done some, so we'll put those to one side and we'll get some of the ones that I've already done. And I have done, so I have got quite a few of the bright little leaves, and I've done them sort of in different combinations, and then I've done 2 of the dragonflies, only because then I can do 2 cards if I want to. Okay, so we're then going to take, let's move that out of the way for a minute, we're then going to take a card base. I'm going to back it in black, and I want to have, I'm going to use the Dragonfly Garden, and we're using this flower, and we're just going to put that down the left hand side, because then that will just give a bit of interest on that side. So just put that down there. So black background, you can pick up any of your colours if you want to, but I think sometimes black just stands out, and because the rest of it's going to be quite vibrant, the black I think will work quite well. And as I said, I'm taking it this way because it's easier to line it up where I want at the edge. So we're going to take it right the way up as far to the top as we can, and just take it down like that, and then pick it up, and you've got your lovely sort of floral bit in the black, which will stand out really well when we put it onto the black background, so it just makes it pop a bit. I think sometimes a bit of monochrome really looks quite nice, and black and white just works, and it doesn't detract from the rest of the image that we're going to be working with. Okay, so put that on there, and I'll put that back in later on. We are now going to start building this card up, and what I wanted to do was to take my dragonfly, and the dragonfly is going to come up on this corner like this, and then it is, in fact, I'm going to put it onto, let's put it onto the background so it's all sort of ready to go. Let me just find my glue a second, grab it out from its pot, as I have it sort of upside down, so that then when I come to use it, it should work nicely. So let's take the edges off of there. So I'm just going to run some glue along on the side here, and we're just going to pop that down in onto the side like this. Try to get it lined up. go. I always give a 1/4 of an inch border because I like 1/4 of an inch. If you want to do a smaller border, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to have the dragonfly coming up in this corner, and it doesn't matter if it just comes a little bit off the edge. You can, as I've always said, you can put them on with dimensionals. I'm doing it with glue because, again, I'm posting quite a lot of cards at the moment. I belong to quite a few different swaps and things, so I'm always sending cards out for various different things. And so we're going to take this one, and it's going to come, as I say, I want the wings to just come a little bit over the edge, but we're going to put it down quite firmly. And then I want these little flowers to be as if the dragonfly is flying. So let's just try and take these down. I'm going to position them first so we can see how it is working, so that it looks as if the dragonfly is going to be flying off the side of the page, and it's going to come straight over on the top, and I'm hoping I can probably get one at the bottom like that. Yes, that'll work. Okay, so each one of these I'm just going to take, and as you can see, I've done them in different sort of combinations, but nice and bright, because the idea of this card is that it's going to be a nice bright card. I don't want the pink to be the first one showing, so we're going to have this one down quite tight to the bottom so that it looks, as I say, as if it's flying around. Then we're going to have the next one. And as I say, you can put it on with dimensionals. Now I'm paying attention to the colours. So I have the colours going round that aren't the same ones matching into each other. Got that one there. This one's going to come slightly lower. So as I move it round, I'm going to have a yellowy one up at the top on this one. And each time I'm doing it so they just sort of nestle into each other, but not overly. Put that one down there. This one up just a little bit. I should have sort of brought that down a bit. It needs to be on a little bit more of a curve. I've got it as it's whizzing up in the air, but it will work okay on there, I think. Up on there. Bring that up a little bit. And then this one down on there like that. Okay. So as I say, you've got that sort of flight. I should have popped that one down just a little bit so there was a little bit more of the flight coming on. But that gives that sort of movement. Now, I said about the sentiment. Now, what I've done is I have cut, so I'm going to put this on as we go. So we've got May. Good things grow. Oops, we'll get that the right way up. Then we've got all year long. Okay, now all I've done is I've stamped it out, and then I've literally just cut round each one of the words because it's going onto the white background, because I want it that sort of plain and simple. I'm just doing it, but the words will then fill in that white space a little bit, but still give that sort of clean and simple look to it. So just a little bit of glue on each one of these, and we'll put them up like that. So we've got May. And then the good. Give it a little bit of a space. You can put it at an angle if you're worried about having things that are straight. Just put it at a bit of an angle, because that way then it doesn't really matter. I'm doing this, it's turning out to be a straight one, but as I say, it doesn't matter too much. May good things. I'll have the grow. Grow. Oops, make sure that's straight. Then we want all, yeah, so all there. Oops, get that bit straight, all. This one's going to be here. So if you want to sort of make your sentiments stretch, just sort of cut them up and then you can have them where you want. So all here, and then we'll have long at the bottom. Go. Okay, so that's given us our words on there, and then we need to take some of the different gems and things that we've got. Now I've got rhinestones, I've got the little pearls, which I don't think are right because they're green. I've also got some of these which are quite bright, which were the noble peacocks that were left. And I've got some of the wonderful gems. So let's have a look at those. I want things that are quite bright. So I'm going to take your pick tool to put these on so we can see how they turn out. And I sometimes use the pointy end, or I sometimes use the spatula end. I think this time we're going to use the spatula just as something that's different. So I fancy putting some of these really bright ones in here because I've got quite a few of those left. Now, am I going to do them in the blue? And I've got some yellow as well. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can have 3 of one colour and 3 of the other. As I say, we do quite a few different ones in different colours. So I would just take this cover off like that. I would put them in the different colours. So I'm going to have this in the blue. So let's take some of those off. And we'll have a blue in the centre of here. Make sure it comes into the centre where I want it. So blue, and then these yellow ones are really rather nice, so we'll have a yellow one in here, again in the center. Blue, yellow, I might take the purple actually, because that will go in against the others. As I say, I want it to be quite bright and jazzy, so we'll then take another blue, and we'll take another yellow, and we'll take another purple. So that's a beauty of purple. And then we've got the dragonfly itself, and we could put some, want to make that a little bit jazzy as well. Let's have a look at putting some, I don't want it to go over all of the colouring that I've done, but I think if I put one, two, I'm just going to have 3 in on the body. Let's make sure that that's straightened up. Move that one across a bit before I commit. It's a nice thing about having the take your pick tool. You can line things up so you get them exactly straight, and then you put them down. So that's given, as you can see, quite a bit of sort of twinkle and stuff on there. And then I would just put it, you could colour, in fact, you could colour the these parts in, and I might actually do that before I put it in onto the front to just give it an extra bit of a jazz. But if I put this just sort of onto a black, or I could probably put it onto, this is a piece of Melon Mambo I've got, you know, I could put it onto a Melon Mambo background. But it just gives a really nice, bright, cheery looking card, and takes the dragonfly from being something realistic to something sort of quite bright and vibrant. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.